Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So I just recently found out about the judge denying all the defense motions, in which he did it in private. It was not made public on the docket, which, it doesn't surprise me. Um, my thinking is, because I saw this posted on Twitter about him having already been aware of the AUSA before McDavid's attorneys had filed that motion. I had been said before, when all of that came out, I was like, I can't see how the judge wouldn't have already been aware of what was going on with that AUSA and her being moved off the prosecution team in secret without any type of request to leave being put on file with the court, because he's the big dog. That's his courtroom. So he's going to be made aware of any type of moves and changes that's going on, involving his courtroom. Same thing applies to the original NDIL prosecution team, the rest of them being gone as well. My thinking was he knew, that all of them was gone, and nothing was said about it to R. Kelly's legal team, and he knew why they left. But my thinking is it was a move to potentially help avoid exposure of any type of unethical dealings on his part. Now, I'm not saying that he was involved in anything unethical, but what I'm saying is that if everything is on the up and up and there was no foul play involved, then why would you not grant the motion for discovery? If the AUSA involvement with RL and Jim Derogatis was on the up and up, and there was no foul play that was going on with her involvement with those two, then why not grant discovery? Y'all ain't got nothing to hide. You say it wasn't nothing improper about her dealings with those two individuals, and whatever was going on with her dealings with those two individuals didn't affect the case. Okay, well, why not go ahead and grant discovery? So my thinking is the reason why it wasn't granted is because potentially some type of unethical practices that the judge was involved in, but more importantly, making sure that anything unethical that was engaged in by the government is not exposed any further than McDavid's motion already exposed. Because keep in mind, the judge is still a part of the government. So I don't buy all that, judges have to be impartial, and I don't buy none of that, because history has shown the corruption that individual judges have engaged in. Is far too many cases, examples of that occurring over time. So, but either way, he's still part of the government. So it would be highly embarrassing for you to, grant these types of motions, which puts R. Kelly in a real big advantage, and then, further corruption and unethical behavior, federal laws being broken by those individuals comes out, and R. Kelly ends up being acquitted. So now you in a real bad spot, because now he's acquitted, which looks bad because of the fact that he got convicted in New York. That's not going to sit right. And then number two, that's going to put R. Kelly in a position to where he can potentially go after the government in terms of, what they were doing that was unethical, illegal, and improper. So that's my thinkings on that right there. He had to do that, you know what I'm saying? And then of course he had to do it in private because we've been getting copies of those motions and the responses, and then either breaking them down in tweets on Twitter or either making videos and putting them up on YouTube. So he probably already figured that his rulings were going to be looked at as, foul and constitutionally unfair to R. Kelly, involving his supporters. So let me go ahead and speed rule on these denials in private, and then have that shit come out at the beginning of next week, which is today, when jury selection is going on. So it's painfully obvious that they are well invested in making sure that R. Kelly is continually railroaded successfully and that he does not get out of jail. So anything that they can do to put him in a position to where he cannot defend himself, that's what they're gonna do. They did it in New York, and it's now being done in Chicago. So y'all please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, tell me what you think, and y'all have a good one.